Welcome to Surrounded by Sports. I am your host, Kevin Perkins. This is Chelsea Kroll, the grandest coach in the land.
Yeah,
correct?
Allegedly.
Right?
Allegedly, yeah.
I mean,
I try to be.
Let's see, back-to-back national championships, 3 years as a head coach, you've won 2.
Correct, yes. Mm-hmm.
I don't know an argument against you.
You could say that, yeah, but I've had a lot of help along the way.
Sure.
It's definitely not just me. It's the girls and the parents and the other coaches that I've got helping me. It's not all in my head, trust me.
Right. Well, there is no successful workplace that involves one person.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And so, and I want to talk about as much of that as we could possibly talk about. This show, we have Chelsea here because we're going to talk about Gulf Breeze Beach Volleyball. We are going to talk about the beginning of a program, and we are going to talk about her specifically, how she got into coaching, this year's team, and maybe some of her goals as to how she affects people as they go forward in their lives. Does that sound good?
Sounds great.
Okay, thank you for coming, and we'll do all that and more after this. And then
You are watching Surrounded by Sports, the podcast hosted by Kevin Perkins. This show emphasizes how sports and life intersect while showcasing the Gulf Coast. And now, Surrounded by Sports.
Welcome back. Again, Chelsea Kroll, Gulf Breeze Beach Volleyball. Thank you to Sideline Sports Bar for letting us use the place today, for sponsoring the show. McCory Homes and Faust Builders, who also sponsor the show and allow me to chase knowledge wherever I can find it on how sports and life can intersect. And today we're doing that with one Chelsea Kroll. A little background on you, if you don't mind.
Sure.
Jacksonville native.
Yes, born and raised in Jacksonville. Played volleyball all through my high school years. I ended up actually coming into volleyball accidentally. I really wanted to be a cheerleader. And yeah, like I was dead set that I was going to be a cheerleader.
How old is this?
And this was 6th grade.
Okay.
And tried out for cheerleading, didn't make the team, and I was not a very good cheerleader, I'll say that. And
that's a unique set of skills too.
Yeah. And not ones that I had. I think I was loud. I think that's all I needed to be, but I didn't have all the tumbling and all the other stuff that you need to have. And got cut, and my neighbor was 2 years ahead of me, I think, and she was already on the volleyball team. So she's like, well, come try out for volleyball with me. And then tried out, made it, and just kept on going. And then I did make the cheerleading squad my 8th grade year. So I did end up becoming a cheerleader, but then I just kept on with volleyball.
So when did you realize that you were really good at volleyball? Did that come pretty quickly, that you had that particular skill set in your bag, or did you achieve that through work?
I think that's actually a really funny question for me.
Mm-hmm.
I think throughout my career, I struggled a lot with like feeling like I was a good player. Even though statistically and like team-wise, you could probably look on paper and be like, yeah, she's pretty good. But I struggled a lot with confidence. So, all through up until 8th grade, I wasn't going to try out for the high school team. And the freshman coach, convinced me to try out. And then I made JV. And then all through high school, I was like, I don't know if I'm good enough to play college. And then ended up playing college. And then all through college, I was like, oh, I don't know what I want to do after. And then ended up playing professionally. So I don't know if there was ever a moment where I was like, oh, I'm good enough now, or I'm really good at volleyball. But I think there was definitely a shift in my mindset probably after during my junior year, probably, of college, where I finally was like, I wouldn't call it an aha moment, but I was just like, okay, like you've settled in, like, you can do this, which sounds silly being like a successful athlete to have that mindset, but that was just.
I don't think so. I think insecurity is something that runs through a lot of us, and we all deal with it differently. Like I think Michael Jordan dealt with his insecurity by creating enemies in everybody.
Yeah.
Right, and I think that I bet you, I'm guessing, do you think that having some self-doubt helps you in your coaching? Because I would think that you coach in a different way because you don't want to push doubt into your players' minds?
Yeah, I don't think it changes me that way, but I do think I have more empathy, I think, for those players, because I know what that feeling feels like when you are like a good player, and there's no reason for you to feel that way. So I think I have a little bit more empathy. I don't think it changes how I push people, because I think when you're athletics, like, you need to be pushed. My coaches did not change the way they coached me just because I felt a certain way. But I think I had to navigate things a little bit differently on my own. I think maybe I'm a little bit more equipped to help those players do that now, but I don't think it changes necessarily the way I coach.
Weird question, is that a post-practice thing?
Like those conversations, or?
No, yeah, like to tell somebody, no, you're okay. You know what I mean?
Sometimes, like there's moments in practice where I've definitely pulled players aside and just kind of given them a quick like, hey, sometimes it's, hey, snap out of it. Sometimes it's, tell me what's going on. Something's not right.
Right.
And then other times it's after practice just to check in. So it's not like a clear-cut way every single time. With
of course not. Everybody's different. Everything's different every scenario.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So then you do wind up at West Florida. Is that the first time you wind up in Pensacola?
Yes. Very first time. I came over here, loved the school, loved the coach. I don't know if you've ever had her or spoke to Melissa on the show.
I don't know.
She's a fantastic person, and I'm so grateful for her coaching and her leadership. I think all of my coaches, I've been really, really thankful that they have been who they were for me, because that I think has been the most impactful as to how I coach the girls. Like I've had really great role models, specifically females as coaches. And she's definitely has played a very impactful role in that. So came up here, loved the school. I had a club teammate that actually came over as well. So I had somebody here that I knew. I had an aunt over here. So just really comfortable, beach town, what's not to love. Right.
So, now this is a different style beach than Jacksonville.
A much better beach than Jacksonville, if I'm being honest.
No rocks.
I can still remember like my first spring break going back home. I was like going over the dune. I was like, I'm going to the beach. And I was like, oh, yeah, that's what this beach looks like. I was like, I should have stayed in Pensacola.
It's easy to fall in love with this place.
It really is,
yeah. Absolutely.
I tell people I get stuck here, but like, I'm happily stuck here. Like
I say it all the time. Like I live out in Cantonment, right?
Yeah.
And so when, everybody has that, I don't want to go to work moment.
Yeah.
You're going over the bridges and you're like, come on, man.
Yeah.
It ain't that bad.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then, okay, so you said that, now these are all, that's indoor volleyball you're playing.
Yeah, so in high school I played beach. I played beach actually with my high school coach a lot and some of her friends. I tell the story a lot because, I'll play with some of the juniors every now and then now, and I am who I was playing with when I was younger, and I used to be like, oh, I'm playing with these old ladies.
Yeah.
and now I'm like, they weren't really that old. Like they're younger than me or my age now. So I just kind of played pickup just for fun. At that point there was not any juniors tournaments or anything juniors related as far as beach volleyball goes in Jacksonville Beach. So just played it for fun, found out I was pretty decent at it, made me a better indoor player. So I just kept playing it in the off season. And
how does it make you a better indoor player?
It increases your volleyball IQ, your awareness, court awareness, and then your overall ball control. Like, because you have to do everything. You have to pass, you have to set, you have to attack. Now, I will say when I first started coaching beach, and playing beach, I played it as a good indoor player coming and playing on the beach. But like now, I know there is like a very distinct difference with how you play the two.
They're two different sports.
Yes, yeah. But a indoor player playing beach will become a better indoor player. A beach player playing indoor is not going to become a better beach player, if that makes sense. Like beach will significantly increase your indoor game. Indoor is not going to help your beach game.
Is that not only like the nuts and bolts of setting and stuff like that? Is that also like endurance and jumping out of the same?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
So I did some work with Johnny Mays, where we filmed y'all a couple years ago when he had that show.
Yeah.
And I was blown away within 7 to 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Once they started playing.
Yes, when they start moving. Yeah.
And this wasn't the A team. Like we're doing the B team, or maybe I'm just watching the third team. By the time we got to, I think it was Farish.
Dixie and MC. Yeah.
Yeah. By the time we got to them, I was like, well, this is the greatest thing ever. And then also, it's kind of an event. I mean, you had food trucks and ice cream cones.
Yeah, we've had a few of those at some of our home matches.
Tons of people out there, and it was just such an event, and it was so exciting to watch. I was kind of blown away by it.
Yeah,
and it's a thing.
I think a lot of people once they come and watch it, they realize how great it is, and they're like, oh, it's in a relaxing atmosphere. You're not inside with all of the whistles and everything. It's fresh air. You get no shoes on, you know.
Right.
We've got the music
Any
and everything.
noise is a boombox.
Yeah,
right?
Right. So it's definitely different. That's exactly what it is. It's a vibe. Yeah. Definitely.
And also, I don't dislike indoor volleyball at all, but it's, you know how some people like softball better than baseball?
Yeah.
Because to me, softball is like baseball in a microwave.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
And I feel the same way kind of about beach volleyball.
Yeah.
It happens so much quicker. Like whatever's going to happen is going to, you know, because there's two people.
Right.
There's only so much you can cover.
Right.
So it's not going to be all day going back and forth. And if it is all day going back and forth, it's not
exciting
boring.
and exciting. Yes.
Right.
Yeah. There's definitely two camps of people, I think, where it's like you love indoor and you love beach and there's no crossover, or there's not very many people that are in the other camp where it's like you love both. I am in the I love both category.
Well, you play both.
But a lot of people start off playing just indoor and then they kind of move over to beach and then they realize like, oh, I am beach only. I am no longer touching an indoor ball. Like that happens a lot, and it's happening a lot more. Yeah. Just because it's a different atmosphere. They come from, you know, these really strict and rigid, you know, indoor schedules, and they come out to the beach and like, oh wait, no, this is actually way more fun. But indoor has given me so much as a player, and I still just have such an appreciation for indoor.
Sure.
And I'm not one of those coaches that's like, you have to do this or you have to do that. Like, you know, figure it out. They're both great. You know, like they both can give you different things.
Structure matters.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, I mean, and some people
don't like the sand. They get out and they're like,
fair enough.
Yeah, it's like, nope, that's okay.
That was the other thing I thought was I gravitated toward toughness.
Yeah.
When I'm watching, you know, you're diving in the sand. I can't run in the sand at all anymore, right? And even when I was younger, I wasn't fixing to spend the whole day diving around.
Yeah.
You know, so to watch
purposefully.
right. To watch that work ethic, is another thing. And of course, you guys are asking such a high level. While we're here, though, also, there's an anticipation if you go for an afternoon of watching it, because you do have, you know, you're going towards the main final with the two best teams, and a lot of times who wins the whole day is on the line. Yeah. So it does have a climactic path too, right?
Right. Yes. Yeah. It's definitely you play the pairs for team beach at just like you would tennis. So you have your 3 and your 5 pair play, and then your 2 and your 4 pairs play, and then your 1, 3, 5. So best 3 out of 5. You know, however many matches you win, as long as you win 3, you win the set.
Right, and so what would happen when we were filming it was we would find out, somebody would say, okay, you know, 3 just won, so this is for everything, or 3 just won, this isn't for everything, this is for...
Yeah, 3 just won, we need to win this, or we're split going into the 1, 3, 5 pairings, and then, you know, you split 2, and then it comes down to the 1, which we had a lot of last season as well, so in pretty clutch moments. So.
Also, though, there is no hiding players at any level.
No.
There's no hiding, because it's 2 people no matter what, and it's, how many teams did you say?
5 pairs
teams
that decide the match,
So it's 10 people.
Yes.
And there's never more than 2. So there is no hiding a player.
Yeah,
you have to be able to play.
It definitely exposes weaknesses a lot faster, I think, than indoor does, which can add like a whole other layer of pressure, because it's like, all right, well, it's me that's having the bad game. Guess who all of the balls are coming to? Like, so there's no let off as far as the pressure goes, which is, I think, a lot of girls have an eye-opening experience when that happens for the first time. They're just like, oh, usually I can step out of serve receive and then somebody else comes in, but it's like, oh, the ball's, it's yours or it's.
And there's also a ton. Okay, so that's communication too when you're out there. There's that whole thing like Goose and Maverick where they're pointing. You know. But it is the same thing. You know, you're telling them where to go, and you guys. But there's also a series of plays you do kind of know to run and stuff like that. Yeah.
I mean, it depends on who you're playing and what their tendencies are, but there are set plays that you run defensively, specifically. Offensively, it just, again, kind of depends on who you're playing with as well. But
Okay. Now you finish out at UWF and you wind up playing. How do you wind up in Denmark playing pro?
So one of the girls I played high school club with, her mom took a team of high school girls over to Europe every, like, twice a year, I think. And it was with Bring It USA, and she would always try to get me to go. All my friends would always go, and I'd like beg my mom, like, please let me go. But it's like thousands of dollars to go that we didn't have. So once I was done, Bring It USA is an agency. So they have groups of college girls that will come and play on these teams, and they'll go to exposition matches where coaches will come and watch. And then some of them, I've had a friend go on one where you go, and then kind of along the way, girls will get picked up and just get left in the country, and the next group and then get left in the country. I didn't do that one.
Right.
I had a tryout with a coach in Italy, and got picked up by that team. And then something ended up happening with the contract, and that made me ineligible to play for that league. I can't quite remember what it is now. But so when I came back to the States, I just submitted my name onto their portal, basically, and with some game film, my stats and all that stuff, and the coaches go in and look for what they need. And I got picked up by a team in Denmark and went over there.
Now that was beach, though?
No, that was indoor.
That was indoor,
yeah.
okay.
I did play beach in Denmark. They had a great indoor facility that we would go and play at, but no, that was for indoor professional.
Okay, all right, which is what you played it up to.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, what was that like just in general? I haven't lived overseas.
It was from somebody who lives in Florida and has grown up in Florida and has only known Florida, to go and live in Denmark, which is gray and cold and rainy. And, and that part was shocking. But I lived in an apartment with 2 other Americans and a Scottish-Danish athlete. And, it was good. It was fun. And it was an experience. I always tell girls that are graduating UWF, some of them have been like, oh, I don't know if I want to play professionally. Like, just because I had done it, I'm like, do it. You can say you did it. If you don't like it, you can always come back home. And I did it. I was kind of done with indoor at that point, towards the end of the season. I'm really close to my family, and my family didn't have the means to come and visit me. I got really homesick, but the volleyball aspect, was pretty cool to go and do that.
Also, playing for a living is probably cool.
Yeah.
We have a guest over here as well, by the way. So what gets you back to town?
My husband is from Pace. So when I came back from Denmark, I moved back over here, moved back to Jacksonville, came back, moved back probably one more time. And then we came back to Pensacola right before I had my first son, so about 6 years ago now. Right. And just came back and living the dream.
When did you get into coaching?
I started coaching club in 2007 when I came over to UWF. And that was when the West Florida Waves was the Lizards. And I was assistant coach my first year, and then every year after that I was the head coach of a 15s team up until I moved away to Denmark. And then when I came back, when I was living in Jacksonville, I was assistant coach for 15s teams at JJVA. When I came back to Pensacola, I coached head coach 15s for Panhandle. And then when I first started coaching beach, actually Cliff was the one who primarily introduced me to the coaching side of beach. I had always just played beach for fun. Right. And he was running the Waves Beach program at the time behind Captain Funds. I was assisting him, and that was my first experience coaching beach. I think that was before I left, so probably like 2008, 2010-ish, I think. Right. And then when I came back, I was just giving private lessons on the beach. But coaching club up until we started the high school season 4 years ago. Right. So. Now,
Cliff Ragsdale has been in the volleyball scene in Pensacola for a long time. He is your assistant now.
Yes.
And wonderful guy. And neat that he brought you into that aspect of it, right?
Yeah, it was definitely like full circle when I was trying to find Ted Gorder. He's our assistant coach. He's been my longtime assistant for indoor. So when I was asked to head coach, I naturally was like, hey, come and help me do this. And then we really needed another helping hand. And I was kind of asking around, and I hadn't had contact really with Cliff since I had stopped. And Jasmine King, the head coach at Gulf Breeze at the time, was like, what about Cliff? Do you remember Cliff? And I was like, oh, I do remember Cliff. And I reached out, and he was just on board immediately. So
right. Now, having a staff is tricky.
Yeah.
And you have kind of wonderful people working with you.
above wonderful. I can't say enough great things about them. I mean, for anything I forget, they have. Anything that I'm like, oh, we should do, they've already done. Like, they are like literally like the other half of my brain.
Right. I've never seen Cliff when he doesn't kind of look like, not in a overly aggressive way, but he always kind of feels like he's full steam ahead.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, he's got a plan, he's doing it, whether it's going into a stadium or whether it's playing or whether, you know, he always seems to be assured and ready and moving forward with whatever's going on.
Yeah.
You know?
I actually was telling the other day, I have to be careful what I say, because if it comes out of my mouth, like, it's done. Regardless of if it's like an idea or just like, oh, maybe this would be cool. It's like, no, I come to practice the next day and they're like, oh, look what we did. And I'm like, oh okay. Like, I thought we were just spitballing here, but yeah, that's great. So.
Right. Well, I'll tell you what he told me. I told you this in a text the other day. He said she could coach anywhere, any place. She's the best.
No, that's sweet.
And he was talking about college or whatever.
That's sweet.
That's what he said, for sure.
I'm staying in Pensacola, though, so.
And I will say this, too. Ted was the same way. And when I asked both of them about coming on sometime and talking about this, they both insisted you be the first guest.
Well, you definitely need to have them on, too, though.
Yeah, oh, yeah. I plan to. Now, going back to, I'll tell you what. Right now, let's get a quick break, and then we will come back and we will talk about her being the head coach at Gulf Breeze, starting a program, some of the players that have moved on, and this particular team and what she's looking forward to this year after this. And welcome back. We have our guest here on screen.
This is Jackson.
Hello, Jackson. How are you doing?
Not quite a talker yet.
Jackson will be checking out the environment as we go through the rest of this. Again, I have Chelsea Kroll here. Again, we're talking Gulf Breeze Beach Volleyball. Now, from scratch, volleyball program starts from scratch. How does that?
So,
are you
honestly,
in the Genesis process, or?
I feel like I got lucky. There was a group of parents that were very adamant that this be added as a high school beach program.
Was Hepworth a part of that?
Yeah, Hepworth was a part of that. The Reeses were a part of that. Bloombergs were part of that. Cool Balls were part of that. I mean, Suitors. I mean, there was a big chunk of them. Yeah. And they were really, really gung-ho about adding the program. And Heather Reese had approached me one day, and she was just like, hey, you know, we want to add this beach program. Would you be interested in coaching? And I was like, yeah, why not?
Right.
Like, sure, I got nothing else to do. And so that's really how it started. I mean, they really got the ball rolling with the city as far as like adding the courts. They got the ball rolling with the school board. They really did all of the hard work. And
to create something out of nothing is like impossible.
It was very impressive because I know that they were met with a lot of resistance and a lot of no's, and they kept on going. And I mean, look where it's gotten the school and the program. So
well, that was part of the point of all this, is the growth, right? Like you're in Jacksonville, you're playing, and you can't even get like a rec game.
Yeah.
Right. You're playing. You have to play grown people.
Right.
To get a game that's competitive. And now you're seeing, I'm sure every year schools are being added to it locally too.
Yes.
And there was nothing.
Yeah.
Before you started.
Yeah, they. I think I saw a statistic the other day. It was like beach volleyball participation is up like 190%.
Right.
Like it's growing drastically, and
which makes your job tougher.
Yes, it really does. It really does. But I mean, it's good for the girls, because even if they choose not to play beach, like it's still helping them in some way, whether it's just being a better person or you know, learning life lessons or helping with their indoor game. You know, it doesn't necessarily have to be just for me in the program. So there's definitely lots of opportunities.
We're talking about opportunities too. Now, obviously, I would assume part of your goal is to have players that move on, and you have. I think you had 3 signed.
Recently, in February we had 3, and then we had 3 in the fall that signed as well. So
6 currently out of 10.
Yeah, we have another 1 committed. We have 2 more that are very close to being committed. That's just within this year.
But that also attests to the growth at the college level.
Yeah.
The opportunities to get that education and to do more.
Yeah.
And that's what really, I mean, that's the point of it, right?
Exactly. Exactly.
Not just to get a scholarship, but okay, they're obviously, like we're talking about, it's a tough game. You're testing yourself in that manner. it's a unique style of teammate, right? Because you have your teammate, your partner, like particularly that day who works with you, but then also you have a grander scale of team. You guys practice together and
I think that's what's great about having high school beach, because so many of the girls play beach, but it's all just individual pairs. So that game is much different because it's just you and another person. You don't have a whole team that you have to try to win your match for.
Right.
And now they're able to see what it's kind of going to be like at a collegiate level, where pairs are organized by level of play, and you might be not playing in one of the pairs as far as deciding the match or not.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just a little bit better of a trial run, I guess, for them before they get to college, instead of just going and playing beach and, being able to play all the time. And then it's like, wait, hold on. I don't get to play anymore,
Right.
So it's better.
Is that too, do you do you do a lot of team bonding exercises? So they're putting together necklaces or something?
Every year I try to, just at the beginning of the season, just to kind of break the ice a little bit. I try to do and I'm pretty crafty, I think, so it's more for me, I think, really. I'm just like, okay, what kind of fun craft do I want to do with the girls? But
y'all also doing that thing where you're on one leg and you're kind of...
Yeah, so that I've really leaned into different ways to warm up without actually warming up, because
not to be boring.
Yeah, especially because we have morning practice a lot of times. They're not really awake yet, so I try to play around with ways to just kind of get them laughing at least, and just kind of awake before we actually start the drills and stuff. So that's what that was the other day.
Yeah, that was neat. It was neat. Okay, so let's see, who are some of the top, folks that have left you? Bella Satterwhite is one, Dixie Ferris, Sydney Sutter.
Well, Sid is still with us.
She's still with you.
Yeah.
Wait, where did Georgia State, right?
Yeah, she came to Georgia State. Last year we had Delaney Rich. She went to UAB. We've got Sienna that went to UT Martin. Right. We've got MC that ended up transferring to UT Martin. Dixie's at Lindenwood now.
Right.
Estelle, she's going to be going to Stanford.
That's
who
crazy.
else do we got? I feel bad if I'm leaving anybody out. But
well, that's what stinks. But okay, the beauty of it is, it's a 3-year program, and you can rattle off 15 names and you may leave somebody out, right? Which is pretty incredible.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, that's all you want, is for them to just leave the program loving the sport enough to keep going with it.
Right.
I would hate to just suck the joy out of all of it, because all of that work would be for nothing.
And that is absolutely not the vibe you get when you are there watching a day, or like the other day when I was at practice. It didn't look like there was anybody that didn't. Like, you go to most practices, there's people that want to be there.
Yeah.
And there's people that are, something's going to have to motivate them here in a second.
Yeah.
Or, because they're kind of dialed out. But I didn't get that vibe at all.
Yeah.
And that's a good thing.
Well,
so this, right? This particular team, and I don't know that I could be around Cliff and not be dialed in.
Yeah, he keeps them accountable. I'll be on my court, and I'll hear him hey, we got to dial in. We got to lock in right now. And I'm like, he's getting on good.
I had about 7 minutes with him the other day, and I walked to my car. I was excited. I didn't know for sure what.
Yeah, you're just ready to go. Yeah.
Right. Don't get a ticket. So who are some of the players to look out for this year as we're going into it? Or is that too much to ask?
No, I think, we have 4 girls that are returning as far as starting in the lineup. We have Sid, we have Allie, PMAC, and Emma. So Sid and Allie, they played on our 2-3 lines previously. And then PMAC, she's played 3-4-5 for us. And then Emma was on our 5th line last year with a senior.
Right.
So we've got girls that are coming in with experience, but we've got a lot of girls coming in that haven't been playing on lines that are, deciding matches for us. So I think the biggest thing for us this year is just going to be mentally, how do we handle the pressure? Because I think skill-wise, we're fine. I think we've got a lot of girls that are just textbook with skills, but it's just going to come down to the mental stuff. So
also a little bit of pressure.
Yeah, on the coaching staff as well. A little bit of pressure going into our 3rd season, trying to get another national title, state championship title.
I think you're 60-5 as a head coach.
If you say so. Yeah, if you say so. I have no idea.
Right, because you lost what, 3 one year, 2 another. So that's your 5. You went undefeated once.
Yeah.
Right, and then the other adds up to about 60.
Yeah.
So it's pretty good.
Cool.
Good thing about you is I don't have to go deep into find it's only 3 things.
Yeah, exactly.
So when does the season start exactly?
We have our first game next Tuesday.
Next Tuesday.
On the 24th,
Now,
we
where's
go
that?
to Tallahassee. We play Childs and Lincoln.
Yeah.
So we're starting the season off with a really big match.
And how many other travels you got?
We are away a lot this year.
Yeah.
We only have 3 home tri matches. 2 of those are against some of the Childs, who we played in the regional finals last year, and then Berkeley Prep, who we played in the finals when we won the first year, and they won their state championship last year. So we've got 2 really good home matches. Fletcher's coming to us as well, and then everything else is away.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's tough sledding.
Yeah. Well, it's tough because, we want the teams to come over here, but there's not a whole lot of teams in our area. It's us, it's Pace, Crestview, Choctaw, South Walton.
Right.
That's really it over here. And really, once you get to South Walton, you're really getting more towards the Panama City. So for teams from the other parts of Florida to come all the way over here and play us, like they got to pass all of the teams that they would be playing, And so when we get somebody over here, we try to schedule it with another local team.
Right. They got to pass somebody that they probably beat.
Yeah, they or beat and play.
I
that
talked
they
to
could
a lot of coaches about scheduling.
Yeah. It's just it's tough to get teams over here. So we try to make an effort to go to them and hopefully make it worthwhile.
Right.
And, yeah.
Right. Right. Okay. So tell me this as we're starting to wrap this. What do you think your coaching style is? What do you hope to be push you towards the players who play for you? As a player and more than that?
I think for me as a coach, I just want them, at the very least, to know that I care about them, not just as players. Obviously, we want them to be great volleyball players, and I want them to be great volleyball players. But overall, I just want them to know that, I see them more than that. I see them as a young girl trying to figure life out through sports, and I'm just here to help them facilitate that learning process. So that's the first thing. But I think my coaching style has really evolved, I think, over the years.
What's the difference between early coach and early Kroll and late Kroll?
I think early Kroll.
Lately Kroll.
Yeah, early Kroll. Well, I guess it would be Will Hoyt at that point.
Yeah.
Will Hoyt would be, just how every new coach is. You see an arrow and you're like, get on the line, or we're running, and there's no really rhyme or reason to it. Right now, I don't feel like I'm somebody that punishes errors, because I want them to feel like they have that ability to go for something if they think it's the right decision. But, trying to help them be better problem solvers as volleyball players, I think.
Right. I heard a coach the other day, I was standing by a bench, and it's coincidence that it was a women's basketball team. It was actually Mims over at Leeds Academy. And he called timeout, and he told them, the only time I'm going to get on you is when you're tentative, when you don't take the shot.
Right.
You know what I mean? If you take the shot and miss, it's okay. If you get in a hurry and you throw it out, that's fine. Yeah. But I'm not going to get on you about that because mistakes happen. Yeah. But this is the old, you miss every shot you don't take, right?
Yeah. And volleyball's a game of errors. You get a point when the other team messes up, or you know what I mean?
Sure.
It's just making those errors as few as we can.
And moving on.
Yeah, and moving on.
Especially in your sport, because in your sport,
it's coming right back to you.
Right. And you're going to have a point, get 2 in a row, lose 2 in a row, get 2 in a row, lose 2 in a row, lose 1. Big points are going to go the other way, and you have to move on to the next thing, which is a huge life lesson.
Yeah.
Because life tells you got to move on, no matter what you're mad about yesterday.
Yeah, I mean, that's lessons that we're still learning as adults.
Right,
know?
100%, and so is Jax.
Yeah, I think the other thing too is like I said earlier, I was very fortunate to have really great female role models, and that's just what I try to be for them too, is to show them my kids are at practice grabbing my shirt and pulling my hair and asking for snacks, but I'm still giving 100% to them, and hopefully showing showing them that if you love something, you can still do it. I love volleyball is 100% the thing that I love doing the most, outside being a mother and a wife, but and it wasn't something that I was willing to give up because
Sure.
it brings me joy, regardless of how tough it is to bring these little guys to practice. But
Right.
show them that it can be done.
Yes.
They're just really dirty at the end of the day.
Too, because it does give it a family vibe.
Yeah.
Which is
Yeah.
great. And I want to thank you so much
Yeah,
for
thank
giving
you.
me your time.
Yeah, I appreciate it. This
Yes,
was
ma'am.
fun.
Yes, ma'am. Okay, so again, this is Chelsea Kroll, Gulf Breeze Beach Volleyball. If you get the opportunity to see one of the 3
With 3, and they're all in March.
home stands in March, please do. Like I said, I promise you, you will have a good time there. Also, thank you Sideline Sports Bar for allowing me to chase knowledge wherever I can find it. Today I found it with Jackson and Chelsea Kroll and McCory Homes and Faust Builders for allowing this to all happen. Appreciate you and thank you very much for watching. We're good.
Awesome.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good job, buddy.
Now you go look
I
at
don't know
the
what's
camera.
over there. Well, that's a school bus with a flashing light. You don't want to know about that.